Paving this shit crank.
Hey you guys, what's up? I have a story here, and like I said before, there is a war going on against our children. And if we don't stop these predators, you guys, we are not going to have a population in the future. We have people doing the most heinous things to kids, and it's getting really, really tiresome. It's getting really sickening. And you have women that are having babies killing their children, and there are women out here that literally are by no fault of their own sterile and cannot have kids and wish that they could just feel what it feels like to be pregnant. And here these heifers are able to produce a child, and they turn around and they kill them. Not only the parents, but you have the adults that are doing the most heinous things to children. And personally, I don't think that there should be probation, parole. I think that they should be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. But one thing I want to say really quick before I get into the story, I was looking at out here in California, they have like a channel 28. This is before cable and that antenna thing. You used to be able to use the regular antenna. And so there was a story, and I've been looking so hard for it, and I cannot find that story for the life of me. But this guy, he was a sexual predator against children. And so he went to prison this one last time. And so he started researching, because he was like, I don't know why I keep doing the things that I'm doing to children. So he researched and researched, went and utilized the jail's library, and he found this procedure, and it had something to do with the portion of his brain. And he did all the research, and he begged and asked them if they would please remove that portion of his brain, and that was supposed to help him not assault children. So they did the surgery after a lot of legalities and all that. And so after he healed totally, they put him in a room. Of course, they had monitors hooked up to him, and they had deputies and all types of people just waiting to see how he would respond. So he would assault little girls. And so while he was sitting there, after they did this surgery, he was around this little girl. She was dressed with a pretty dress, and she was like talking to him, all on him. And you guys, it was crazy, because they did the monitoring before he actually had the surgery, and his vitals and everything was off the Richter scale. Okay. And so after they did this surgery, and I'm going to keep right on looking, because I definitely want to put the name of this television program. After they did the surgery, he totally healed. They put another little girl in the room, not the same girl, but another little girl with the similarities, and they monitored him. He did not have one jolt, literally not one jolt. Whatever that surgery was that man had, I feel like they should do that to every sexual predator. Take away their right, and because they took away somebody else's right, and perform that surgery on them, and watch and see. I guarantee you they will stop having so many repeated offenders, you guys, because this man, and they revisited him like years later too, and he not one time has he been inappropriate with a child, because once they remove that part of your brain, of course it won't grow back. So he had no more problems with molesting children, but he had a healthy relationship with a woman. So this is what I'm saying, and I'm going to try to find that, because it keeps bothering me that I can't find that, because I would love to add that as add that in my description box so that people can look at it. So anyway, let's get into this story. The reason why I'm telling it because it has something to do with children, okay? So there's a city out here in California called Long Beach, and that's where the beach is. And of course, those that know Snoop Dogg, that's where he's from. Okay, City of Long Beach employee charged with 3 felonies in sexual abuse case. Okay, and this story comes from Newsbreak, and it says a Long Beach City employee arrested last week on suspicion of sexually abusing a 5-year-old child is now facing 3 felony charges in the case, according to court records. Wow. Paul Shelley, a 35-year-old garage attendant, in the city's Fleet Service Bureau, appeared in court for the first time Monday to face the charges. He did not enter a plea. Of course he didn't. He'll probably try to plead insanity. Police said they arrested Shelley at one of the city's vehicle yards on Thursday, March the 18th, and on Monday, prosecutors charged him with 1 count each of oral copulation or sexual penetration with a child 10 years old or younger, lewd acts upon a child under the age of 14, and continuous sexual abuse. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and keep reading this. At the time of his arrest, police say Shelley was suspected of sexually abusing a family acquaintance about 10 years ago. The victim recently decided to come forward with the information and report the incident to police, the department said in a statement. Police said detectives believe there may be other acquaintances Skelly abused. I said Shelley, but it's Skelly, you guys, abused. But it's unclear from court records whether the charges filed Monday involve more than one victim. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office did not provide any more details about the circumstances of the case Tuesday. Skelly is currently being held on $1.6 million bail, jail records show. He and his attorney could not be reached for comment. Skelly, who is a 13-year employee of the city, has been suspended from his job without pay, police said. Editors note this story was updated with charging information from the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, you guys. Now, this is really, really sad because this man was going around sexually abusing children that could not help themselves. And I'm sure as time goes on, there are going to be more people coming forward stating that this man has sexually abused their child, or the child is going to come forward. Oh, God, this is really sad. These children. But you know what? Back in the day, you guys, these are some of the same things that happened to people. You know, you have people that had moms with boyfriends that were molesting their daughters, and because the mom didn't want the boyfriend to go to jail because he was the breadwinner paying all the bills, she sacrificed her child for a paycheck. And it's almost like the same thing, but now these criminals are getting more and more clever. And I was talking to someone today, and it kind of made me mad because I was like, every time I try to tell you something, you don't want to listen, and then if I don't want to listen to your reason, you get mad and don't want to talk to me. Okay, fine, don't. But I was trying to explain to this person that if a person is a predator, they do not care. They will victimize a person, and you think that the reason. Okay, let me go back. I told this person a predator will threaten a child and say that I will kill your family, or I will do this, or I will do that. And that child, not knowing, will take that literal to heart because they're a child. And this person was like, well, you know what? My family is so tight and so close. Look, let me tell you something. Your family can be so tight and so close-knit, it don't matter. You have fathers that have been molesting children, their own children. You have brothers that have been molesting their own siblings. You have uncles, you have aunts. So you can't say what somebody won't do because you have a tight family. And so it's really hard talking to people sometimes. Sometimes I just rather just not say anything. I just really rather not say anything. Just let them say what they want to say. It doesn't matter how close you are with your family member. If the wrong person gets a hold of your child and threatens that child's life, that child don't know anything except for, if I tell this secret, this person could possibly hurt mommy or daddy or my brothers. And this is all that I was trying to convey to this person, but they had their minds made up. So I left it alone. And I'm still going to leave it alone. But you guys, please pay attention to these kids. Talk to these children and let them know, hey, when a person says they're going to do this to you, that's because they're afraid that you may tell me and I may respond by doing something to them or calling the police. Don't ever be afraid to tell me. This is the conversation you have to have with them. You got to talk to them, because if they don't know, I told my kids early on, look, I sat them down and I said, look, let me have a conversation with you. And I explained, if someone touches you in a inappropriate way, and then they tell you, if you tell your mom, if you tell your dad, if you tell an adult, I'm going to hurt that adult. I told my kids, take the chance of knowing that they will try to hurt me if you told me, instead of not telling me at all. Because majority of the time when they tell you that, they're afraid that you may tell on them and that they may get caught for what they did to you. So if somebody touches you, and I asked them, what will you do? They said, I will tell you. And they understood that 100%. Now today, people are not talking to their children. You have to talk to your children. You have to communicate all these sick things that are going on against children. You have to. Don't feel like, well, I don't think it's going to happen to me. Honey, you don't know what's going to happen. You people are very unpredictable today. This guy right here worked for the city. Very unpredictable. These people probably trusted him, and he was molesting their child. Oral compilation. Come on, you guys. We got to think smart. So, you guys, until next story, please look out for your kids. Please talk to your nieces and your nephews and your kids, your grandkids, the neighbor kids. I don't care who kid. Talk to the kids and find out if they're being violated. If they're being violated, just talk to them. Don't coach them. Get a video, put the phone down, and talk to them and say, what happened? And don't coach them. Don't say, and he did this. No, just talk. Let them talk. Let them talk and take that same information to the authorities. And when they listen to the information, don't say anything. If the child is talking, just when, what time, what was the person wearing, how many times, where was your mom, where was your dad, where were you guys? That's all you need to ask. You don't need to coach. Because that's where you'll mess up the case and they'll think that the child is lying. But some kids do lie, though, for their parents. Their mom may be angry or something, you guys. Some women will get angry and try to lie on the husband and ruin his life because he may not want to be with them anymore. So there's a big difference. But I'm saying all that to just say, pay attention to these kids. And if you suspect child abuse or child neglect or sexual assault on a child, don't sit there and say it's not your problem. Report it. So you guys, until next time, you guys take care of one another. Look at me tongue-tied. Take care of one another. Be kind to one another, you guys. And don't forget to hit that like button, that post notification, and subscribe. We would love to have you to be a part of the family. And I want to thank every last one of you subscribers that have joined thus far. Thank you for the visitors that come through and watch my content. I appreciate you so very much. And I thank you again. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.